Have you ever felt like you're playing a part in a movie where someone else is the director? Like the script of your life was written for you, not by you. You show up every day, you say your lines, you go through the motions. But the big, important plot points, the career, the love story, the moments of true, deep joy, they feel just out of your control. You hope for a happy ending, you pray that the director is kind, but you ultimately feel like a passenger. What if I told you that you're not just the main actor in your life? You are the writer. You are the director. And you've had the script in your hands this entire time. You just didn't know what language it was written in. Back in 1944, a time of global uncertainty and fear, a mystical thinker named Neville Goddard published a tiny little book. It was short, it contained no elaborate proofs or testimonials, and it made a claim so bold, so world-altering, that it has quietly echoed through the decades since. The book was called Feeling is the Secret. And the secret is this: the language of creation, the very ink that writes the script of your reality, is feeling. Not just positive thinking, not just hopeful wishing, but the deep, profound, unshakable feeling of a wish already fulfilled. So let's explore this together. Because what we're talking about today isn't just a fun self-help tip. This is the very mechanism of reality, the owner's manual for your consciousness that you were never given. To understand how this works, we first have to understand the two fundamental parts of our mind, as Neville described them. Think of your mind as a beautiful, mysterious island. There's the part of the island you see every day, the conscious mind. This is the part with the bustling beaches, the marketplace of thoughts, the daily comings and goings. It's personal, it's selective, it analyzes and argues. It's the part of you that's listening to me right now, making judgments, deciding if this makes sense. Neville called this the male aspect. It generates ideas. I want a new job. I want to be healthy. I wish I could find love. It's the realm of effect, the part of us that experiences the world as it appears to be. But beneath the surface of this island, deep within the soil and hidden caves, lies the vast, powerful, and mysterious subconscious. This is the unseen majority of your reality. It is impersonal, it is non-selective, and it is the realm of pure cause. Neville called this the female aspect, the womb of creation. The subconscious doesn't argue. It doesn't judge an idea as good or bad, possible or impossible. Its only job is to accept the seeds that the conscious mind gives it, and in a way we may never fully comprehend, give them form. It must bring them to life. Here is the secret, the handshake between these two parts of your being. The conscious mind impresses ideas upon the subconscious, and the subconscious expresses everything it receives. But it doesn't receive ideas through thought alone. You can think, I am wealthy, 1,000,000 times a day, but if you feel poor, if you are consumed by the feeling of lack and anxiety, what seed are you truly planting? The subconscious doesn't understand the English language. It doesn't understand words of affirmation if they are hollow. The one and only language it understands, the language that commands its creative power, is the language of feeling. Feeling is the bridge. Feeling is the way we impregnate the subconscious mind with a new reality. A thought can start the process, but until it is clothed in feeling, it has no creative power. Once an idea is felt as true, the subconscious has no choice but to accept it as a fact and begin to orchestrate your world to match it. This is why a person who is constantly worried about getting sick, who truly feels vulnerable to disease, often ends up getting sick. And it's why a person who truly, deeply feels successful and deserving, even when their bank account says otherwise, seems to have opportunities fall into their lap. The subconscious isn't trying to help or harm you. It is a faithful, impersonal servant. It is a cosmic 3D printer, and your feelings are the design file you send to it. It will print whatever you send it with perfect precision every single time. So what does this mean for us right now? It means that controlling your feeling is the most important skill you could ever master. And Neville is very clear. This isn't about suppressing your feelings. It's not about pretending you're not sad or angry. It's about consciously and deliberately choosing to discipline yourself, to imagine and entertain only the feelings that contribute to your happiness. Think about it. When you dwell on an old mistake, what feeling does that bring up? Regret, shame. By dwelling on that thought, you are clothing it in the feeling of regret, and you are instructing your subconscious to create more circumstances that will make you feel regretful. You are keeping that reality alive. When you think about someone who wronged you and feel that burning anger or resentment, you are impressing the feeling of victimhood and injustice upon your creative self. And so your subconscious, the faithful wife, says, "Ah, this is what my beloved feels. This must be the truth of our reality. I will create more of this for him." The whole law of a happy and full life, according to Neville, is this: do not entertain a feeling that you do not want to see manifested in your world. Do not dwell on the imperfections of yourself or others. Every feeling makes an impression, and the most dominant feeling will always, always win. I am healthy is an infinitely more powerful feeling than I will be healthy. To feel I will be is to confess I am not. And the universe only responds to what you are right now in your consciousness. This brings us to one of the most practical and profound parts of Neville's teaching, the gateway of sleep. Every single night, you have an opportunity to rewrite the script for tomorrow. Think about it, we spend a third of our lives in sleep. We often treat it as just a biological necessity, a shutdown of consciousness. But Neville saw it as the natural doorway into the subconscious, a nightly appointment with the creative power of the universe. When you prepare for sleep, your conscious mind, the busybody male aspect, begins to quiet down. The world of the senses fades away. You are no longer bombarded with evidence of your problems, your limitations, your bills, your struggles. You are entering a state of pure receptivity. As you drift off, your last waking concept of yourself, the dominant feeling you carry with you into the dark, is the command you are giving to your subconscious for the night shift. So ask yourself, how do you go to sleep? Do you scroll through social media, feeling comparison and anxiety? Do you rehash the arguments of the day, feeling resentful? Do you worry about all the things you have to do tomorrow, feeling overwhelmed? If so, you are taking that big, messy sum of negative feelings with you into the womb of creation. And then you wake up surprised that the next day feels just as stressful and overwhelming as the one before. You were rehearsing the part while you slept. Here is the method, the sacred ritual to change this. As you lie in your bed, preferably flat on your back, with your head level with your body, the first step is to define your wish. What is it that you truly desire? Don't think about how it will happen. That's not your job. Your job is only to define the asterisk end. Let's say you desire financial freedom. The end state isn't a pile of money. The end state is a feeling. What would financial freedom feel asterisk like? It would feel like relief. It would feel like security. It would feel like ease. Now close your eyes, and in your imagination ask yourself the question, how would I feel right now if my wish were completely, utterly realized? And then you capture that feeling. Don't just think about it. You must assume it. Feel the weight of worry lifting off your shoulders. Feel the calm sense of peace that comes from knowing all your bills are paid. Feel the quiet joy of being able to be generous with your family and friends. What would that feel like in your body? Would your breathing be deeper? Would the tension in your jaw release? You must actually embody this state. Your goal is to fall asleep in this state. To let the feeling of the wish fulfilled be the last thing on your conscious mind before you slip into the vastness of the subconscious. You take this new feeling, this reality of relief and success, with you into the chamber of her that conceived you, as the Song of Solomon so beautifully puts it. You are impregnating your deeper mind with this new reality. And the subconscious, the perfect lover, accepts this new version of you without question and begins to work out the ways to make it visible in your world. You don't have to figure out the how. The acceptance of the end automatically wills the means. When you fall asleep feeling like the person you want to be, you are casting yourself in that role for tomorrow's play. And while you sleep, you will be rehearsed and instructed in your part. This is the art of prayer as well. Neville teaches that prayer isn't begging an external God to do something for you. Prayer is the art of assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled while in a relaxed, sleep-like state. It is an act of entering into the reality you desire. When you pray, the Bible says, believe that you have received it and it will be yours. The condition is not that you ask nicely. The condition is that you believe you already have it asterisk. And how do you believe? Through feeling. The undisciplined mind finds this difficult because it's constantly checking the outside world for proof. It says, I'll feel successful when I see the money in my account. But that's not how it works. You will see the money in your account after asterisk you succeed in feeling successful. Signs follow, they do not precede. Proof of who you are follows the consciousness that you are. It never comes first to convince you. So when you want to pray, you create a passive state. You sit in a comfortable chair or lie down. You relax your body. You close your eyes from the world of problems and imagine that you are sleepy. Just feel the drift, the quiet lassitude. In this state, you are shutting down the bully of your five senses, the part of you that shouts, but it's not true. Once you are in that quiet, receptive place, you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. You live in it for a moment. You savor it. And then you drop it. You emerge from that moment of prayer as if you had just watched the final scene of a movie and you saw the happy ending. You don't know exactly how all the plot twists worked out, but you saw the end. You know it's done. And so you can walk through your days calm and secure in that knowledge, regardless of the temporary storms that might be playing out around you. This is the great mystery. As within, so without. Your world is your consciousness, objectified. Nothing and no one in your life can change until you change your conception of them within you. Do you have a difficult relationship with someone? Don't try to change them. In your own mind, convince yourself that they are already the person you wish them to be. Feel the relief and love of a harmonious relationship with them. Fall asleep in that feeling. They will be compelled to reflect back to you the new reality you have created within. You are an eternal dreamer, dreaming non-eternal dreams, and your dreams take form as you assume the feeling of their reality. Nothing comes from outside, everything comes from within. You can never find what you want, you only ever find what you asterisk are asterisk. So tonight, don't just go to sleep. Use your sleep. Make an appointment with your creative self. Choose the state you want to experience tomorrow. Maybe it's health, maybe it's success, maybe it's just a feeling of profound peace. Whatever it is, dare to assume that you already have it. Lie down, close your eyes, and feel the reality of that state. Feel it until it occupies your entire mind. Feel it until it's more real than the problems of the day. And then in that consciousness, in that new reality, quietly, peacefully, drift off to sleep. You have planted a new seed in the fertile ground of your subconscious, and as you sleep, it will take root. Tomorrow is a new day, and the world that awaits you will have no choice but to begin to rearrange itself to match the truth you declared within yourself tonight. For feeling and feeling alone is the secret.